They don't listen. They are too demanding. They take credit for my ideas. They gave me a write-up for showing up 5 minutes late. They are unsupportive. They don't call me by my name. They micromanage. The exhaustion that comes from all this complaining. Can we complain? Yes. But one thing we fail to notice is that this type of complaints lead to a paralysis and helplessness and subsequently hinder us from putting in place the necessary infrastructure that can enable us to cope with that challenging boss if we plan on staying at this job long term. In this episode, I am out to highlight the idea that assuming responsibility puts one in a better position to deal with that challenging boss or that difficult boss, however we call it, if we are willing to install a new way of thinking or simply shift perspectives. Hey friends, this is B for Mindset Reframe channel, and in this video I want to talk about 3 potential solutions that can help when dealing with a difficult boss. When I get a write-up for performance, my reptilian brain kicked into action and sent me on a downward spiral of complaints. This is not fair. I thought I was looking for who or what to cast blame on. Why? Accepting the truth that I had played a role in this corrective action game was very painful. It takes a mature psyche to see the role they play in any given situation, good or bad, and the courage to forge a path forward. In my scenario, it was challenging to accept that I had to bring a fresh approach to the quality of work I was producing. Guess what? In the Garden Book of Eden, in the Bible book of Genesis, in chapter 2, biblical Adam blamed God for bringing Eve into his life and blamed Eve for convincing him to eat the forbidden fruit. Technically, he was not wrong. Eve did talk him into eating the fruit. But what are we concerned here? We are concerned about what is the most empowering interpretation one could bring to any situation. How could one learn to craft interpretations that can forge us forward into the direction we actually want to be going? After some introspection, I realized that working with any challenging boss boils down to how much responsibility one is willing to assume. Here are 5 potential solutions in dealing with a difficult boss. Solution number 1, frame the problem. Look for areas where the friction is arising. What is it that they are concerned about? Where is the friction coming from? Is your boss frustrated with the work style? Your delivery dates? Is there something else going on? Consider what is it that your boss is complaining about. In my scenario, my new boss was convinced I knew everything about my job role, owing to the fact that I had been in this position for 2 years. Of course, I'm supposed to know everything. The missing piece was I was actually not trained in this area that she needed me to perform. Nevertheless, I was able to frame the scenario. Once I understood the area of concern that she was about, I asked for more training. I benefited from framing this problem correctly, and it allowed me to seek out more training, which then led to an increase in job productivity. Number 2, taking responsibility. Finding things that are within our control and controlling them is one sure way of dealing with a challenging boss. What is in our control? A lot. Managing workload, producing quality work, attendance, attitude are just a few of the laundry list of things that are within our capacity to control. Once we frame this problem, we can now go in and start to find areas that are within our control. Once we have framed the situation, we will gain clarity on the areas that we must handle. What is the goal? The goal is to practice getting these things done and to stay a step ahead of this type of people. Once the boss realizes that we actually have our responsibilities on track, they will stop watching us. They will stop watching our every move, which will then lead to a reduction in work-related stress because we have it all controlled. We have it figured out. Number 3, understanding their leadership style. It will be in our best of interest to understand what management style they are using so that we do not take correction or feedback personally. This is not about us. What managing strategy are they using? Do they like control? Do they like micromanaging? Are they chill? Do they correct you nicely? Are they too critical? The earlier we understand what management style they are using, what management style is on the table, what management style is in play, the higher our chances of coping will increase because that will prepare us. That will set up a nice cushion in the mind and take yourself out of the way. Getting to know what management style is on display empowers us to craft out a long-term strategy and plan on how we are going to cope long-term. If we plan on staying, we might as well know what they are doing. What is their game? Understanding their leadership style has the potential of reducing illnesses that arise from work-related stress. You know that gastric, that stomach ache that pops up because of stress? You handle that. In conclusion, dealing with a difficult boss can be tough. Yes, it can be stressful when they are all over you, but not impossible. Before you follow your instinct and send in that resignation letter, bye, I'm out. Remember that they are people and that there are ways of arriving at a productive option. If you resonate with this content, like, share, and subscribe. And come check out Mindset Reset channel. Ciao.